Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box. And I'm not sure that today's is so fun-filled because in several of the videos I'm doing today, we're talking about 9/11 because we kind of have to. It had a huge impact on my life. The aftermath had a huge impact on the world, I would say for worse rather than for better. But we're talking about the musical fallout. And earlier we talked about one of the positives, The Who's amazing, cathartic, emotional, beautiful performance at the concert for New York City in front of an audience of firefighters, policemen, other first responders, and the friends and relatives of some of the people who tragically died that day, as well as some of the people who were in the towers and survived. And then there's the negative musical aspect of what happened after that horrible day. And this was something known as the Clear Channel Memorandum, which was released to Clear Channel owned radio stations throughout the United States. Now, Clear Channel was at that time the biggest owner of radio stations because several years earlier, Bill Clinton had signed into law radio station deregulation, which ended the phenomenon of largely local or regionally owned radio stations and paved the way for what you could allege is a monopoly, because it allowed these huge conglomerates to buy up countless radio stations in so many markets that previously had to be owned by individuals, small businesses, not these huge companies or consortiums. And what did Clear Channel do with its power after 9/11? They censored music, even though no one involved in 9/11 in terms of orchestrating or committing it was a musician. And even though there are many different theories about who did it, no one argues that musicians were involved. It wasn't records that blew up those towers. It's just absurd to say that music could in any way be connected, but that is the message that Clear Channel signaled with this memorandum of censorship that it strongly encouraged its radio stations to follow. And when a conglomerate with huge economic and political power tells you to do something, most people will obey. I'm just gonna read some of the songs that are on the list. The Shy Lights, Have You Seen Her? A love song. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. Everyone loves that song. Wonderful World, Sam Cooke's version. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, Fire. I don't know that many radio stations in 2001 were playing that song anyway. Would be nice if they did because it's a cool song. Traveling Band by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Again, no logic to this whatsoever. The Drifters on Broadway. Um, Everclear Santa Monica, that was a rather new song. The Foo Fighters Learn to Fly, You Dropped a Bomb on Me, The Gap Band, Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky, Knocking on Heaven's Door, both the Bob Dylan and Guns N' Roses version, Herman's Hermits version of Wonderful World, The Hollies, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, Only the Good Die Young, Billy Joel, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, Judas Priest, Dust in the Wind, Kansas, Peace Train by Cat Stevens. Yes, we're going to bomb. We're going to Freudian slip. We're going to ban a song talking about peace. That's not the only one. Imagined by John Lennon was on the list. Every song by Rage Against the Machine, too anti-war, I suppose. Santana, Evil Ways, No Sense at All. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel, because that's a controversial song. Frank Sinatra's New York, New York, which is all about how great New York is, banned. Bruce Springsteen, War, banned. Edwin Starr, War, What Is It Good For, banned. Cat Stevens, Morning Has Broken, a method based on a Methodist prayer, banned. The Surfaris Wipeout, an instrumental song, banned. Talking Heads, Burning Down the House, banned. James Taylor, a song about mental health, fire and rain, banned. The Three Degrees, When Will I See You Again, banned. The Tramps, Disco Inferno, no dancing, banned. You too, Sunday Bloody Sunday, something that has nothing to do with 9/11, but a political event in Northern Ireland, banned. Van Halen, a band who only makes fun music, both Jump and Dancing in the Street, which is the Martha Reeves and the Vandellas cover, banned. The Youngbloods, Get Together, Let's All Get Together, Man, band. What else is on this list? The Zombie, She's Not There, Groovy Man, band. Zager and Evans, In the Year 2025, 2525, band. We won't make it to that year. REM, It's the End of the World as We Know It. I always like about Leonard Bernstein, band. Elvis Presley, You're the Devil in Disguise, band. Queen, Another One Bites the Dust, and Killer Queen. She's a Killer Queen, got that band. Let's see. Under the Bridge, the most famous song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers band. Pink Floyd, both Mother, wonderful song, and Run Like Hell, both from the Wall, both band. Peter and Gordon, A World Without Love band. John Parr, very one of the quintessential 80s songs, St. Elmo's Fire band. Ozzy Osbourne, Suicide Solution, a song written by Don Airey about alcoholism and why it's bad to have alcoholism, band. Alanis Morissette, Ironic. Isn't it ironic that they're banning a song about irony? Because that song was banned. Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party, because a danceable Danny Elfman song, banned. Let's see who else is on the list. Steve Miller Band, Jet Airliner band. So quite a few Metallica songs banned. You've got Enter Sandman, the most famous hit, Fade to Black, Harvester of Sorrow. These are all big songs. Seek and Destroy, all of them banned. John Mellencamp. I wonder if they were also banning songs by John Cougar at the time. Some will get it. Crumbling Down and Paper and Fire banned. Dread and the Fugitive Mind and Sweating Bullets by Megadeth band. Don McLean, American Pie banned. Leonard Skinner, Tuesday's Gone banned. It looks like they also banned Martha Reeves and the Vandellas version of Dancing in the Street, as well as the Van Halen cover. And they also banned Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas band. Dave Matthews Band, Crash Into Me, a relatively new song at the time. You won't go to hear it on Clear Channel at that time. Paul McCartney and Wings from the James Bond film of the same name, Live and Let Die, great song, band. Limp Bizkit, Break Stuff, made famous for when people did break stuff at the Woodstock 99 festival, but now it's banned. Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Okay, maybe some people would want to ban that from your local guitar center so people don't play it on the guitar. A lot of guitar shops actually do have a no Stairway to Heaven rule, but so did Clear Channel because it was banned. Lenny Kravitz, Fly Away, a song that would have been all over the radio at the time. Now it's banned. Korn, Falling Away From Me. They were a huge band at the time, banned. 3 songs by Elton John. Rocket Man. Luckily, Donald Trump brought that back a few years later. Daniel, Benny and the Jets. 3 really famous songs banned. Dead Man's Curb, Jan and Dean, a song about driving on Sunset Boulevard, banned. Who else is on this list? I think that's most of them. The Doors, This Is the End. Yeah, it's sort of the end of freedom on the radio, banned. Dio, Holy Diver, a song where no one really fully knows what it means, banned. Neil Diamond, America, a song about how America is a good place to immigrate to, banned. Bobby Darin, Mac the Knife, a song written by a German communist before the Second World War, banned. Dave Clark 5, Bits and Pieces, a fun dance song, that banned. The Cult, Fire Woman, cool song, banned. And I'm just reading some Petula Clark. It's a sign of the times that your love for me is getting so much stronger. Band. The Clash, Rock the Casbah. Sharif don't like it, but Clear Channel don't either. Smokin' by Boston. Band. Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield and Hit Me With Your Best Shot. 2 great songs, band. Blood, Sweat, and Tears and When I Die. What a great song. David Clayton Thomas, such a great vocalist, band. Jackson Brown, Doctor My Eyes, his most famous song, band. Sabotage and Sure Shot by the Beastie Boys band. Who else? The Animals, We Gotta Get Out of This Place. Wonderful. Eric Burden, so cool, band. We've got several Beatles songs, A Day in the Life, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Ticket to Ride, and the Beatles song that arguably has the worst lyrics of all Beatles songs. It's okay, Paul, we love you. Oobla dee, oobla da, oobla band. Alien Ant Farm's version of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. And again, I'm only reading the greatest hits. Peter Gabriel, the Afro Celt sound system featuring Peter Gabriel. This is like a world music collab. When You're Falling, banned. The Ad Libs, The Boy from New York City, banned. 311, popular in the 90s, their song Down, banned. And I think other than Rage Against the Machine, which had all of their songs banned, AC/DC is probably second on the list. So we've got Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. Well, now they're not done at all because they're banned. Hell's Bells, Hell's banned. Highway to Hell banned. Safe in New York City banned. Shoot to Thrill banned. Shot Down in Flames banned. TNT banned. Okay, so as you can clearly see, it's totally insane what Clear Channel did because these were popular songs that have brought happiness to lots of people. Oh, I almost forgot Tom Petty banned his song Free Fallin'. The Pretenders' My City Was Gone banned. I wonder if Rush Limbaugh was allowed to play it at the time, probably. But the point is, this is insane, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely insane. And what it shows is when you have political or corporate power either acting together or in parallel, controlling art, controlling music, controlling our ability to make it, our ability to access it, our ability to promote it, our ability to share it together, we're in trouble because censorship should have been the thing furthest from people's minds around this time because people hypocritically said, oh, it's about standing up for freedom. Well, how can you stand up for freedom if you're depriving people of freedom? Whether you're doing it by spying on them, taking away their rights, creating government agencies that have an unconstitutional mandate, a corporation censoring music. So, whose freedom were they fighting for? Were they fighting for the freedom to enrich themselves? Maybe. And it seems now, whenever a terrible event happens, there will always be people looking to enrich themselves and oppress others as a result of that event. And that's absolutely what happened after 9/11. And everyone can see it now because when the dust settles, people will say, aha, you tricked us into going to a war that made us poorer as a nation, more hated as a nation, and killed so many innocent soldiers on both sides and innocent civilians, of course, that that because no one likes the wars that happened after 9/11 anymore. Trump condemned them. Biden pulled out of one. Obama won his presidency in 2008 by condemning most of them. And so when you see people that are black and white, Republican and Democrat, left wing and right wing, they all agree that everything that happened then as a reaction to the horrors of 9/11 was wrong. But if it happened again tomorrow, they would do it again. That shows how things work. They're able to admit some contrition over the previous disaster, but they're not willing to allow freedom of speech so that we might remain calm and rational to address future problems. Censorship is, of course, never the answer. You can really see how it never is by just reading these songs out. That's why I've read them out to show the absurdity of what was done in all seriousness. And very few people complained. Very few people at the time knew about this very real memorandum, but it was real. Some people at the time talked about it. Some musicians, like Serj Tankian from System of a Down, they complained about all of this stuff that was going on at the time, and people were very rude to him, including Howard Stern, who's now been revealed as someone who really only likes his own free speech, but he really doesn't care if other people enjoy those same rights. So remember that if freedom matters to you at all, artistic freedom is, of course, the first and last thing that people need to defend. And whether you're left wing, right wing, you like this guy or this girl or whoever, don't ever trust censorship, no matter where it comes from. The people who censor are always wrong. And when they censor things like music, you can tell that not only are they wrong, but they are crazy, and not the good kind of crazy, the bad kind. Like, subscribe. We will see you next time. Support the artists who were defamed because they were on this list. Listen to some of these songs today.